Hi there. Are you constantly doubting your photography skills? Well, you might be better than you think, and your unique perspective can set your photos apart from others and showcase your creativity. And I've noticed there are a few traits amongst photographers who are better than they think they are. I'm going to talk about those whilst I head out to this bay and hope to photograph some seals swimming and maybe a few other things that are heading around the bay. So let's head out there. So firstly, are you meticulous when it comes to the creativity of your photos? Getting the exposure right in camera, composing well, and planning your photo shoots? I think many people just turn up and hope for the best, but it's the people who plan things, who think things through, who turn out with the best photos. Let me give you a couple of examples. So today is the first day I've ever photographed seals at this location. But I'd seen seals swimming here a few days ago and thought I will go back. But before I started my photo shoot this morning, I did some planning. So I walked around the bay, looked for places that I could get low to the water surface. That's not possible around the whole bay because there's lots of rocks going steeply into the water. And then I thought about the light. Where is the sun going to be at particular times of the day? So I chose this particular spot for the first part of my day because one, I'd be low to the ground, but two, the sun would be behind me. If I'd just walked face onto the bay pretty much from where I parked my car, the first place you arrive at the water, which is where I think many people would just photograph from, then I'd have been face into the sun all day and had backlit seals, or at least for that part of the morning. So this was a much better spot to start with. I also have chosen other locations around the bay based upon that combination of things with sunlight, cloud and tide. So right now it's the middle of the day and the tide is out. So I knew that the tide being out would take the fish with it. And where the fish go, the seals go. So it's really quiet at the moment. But I wanted to combine the least opportunity to photograph the seals, i.e. when the tide is out, with the worst time in the day, so high sunlight, but also in this case, there is lots of cloud. There was forecast to be lots of cloud around midday. So high sun, lots of cloud, and the seals, fish and tide gone. Gives me the opportunity to move, and then when the tide starts coming back in and the bay starts filling up with fish, the seals will come back, I'll have better light, and then I can carry on. So thinking all of these things through is what can help you make the most of your day. And that is the kind of thing that will make a great photographer. Now, you may well plan your photo shoots and they could turn out great. Or maybe you're planning your photo shoots and you're not quite getting there yet. That's okay. It's the thinking, and the thinking will get you there. And a lot of the thinking that you need to do comes with experience. So knowing things like the tide going out will take the fish, which will take the seals, is something you learn from experience. You can't read it in a book. You might be able to watch it in videos, but it's the kind of thing that you learn from experience. And so keep planning, keep thinking. And those people who don't plan, who maybe just turn up at the edge of the water and hope for the best, start planning, because that is how you become a better photographer. Okay, so not only did we have some cloud, we also had a bit of unexpected rain. And at the end of the rain, there was a rainbow. I haven't got my landscape kit with me today, but I did take a snapshot of it on my phone. And the rain also brought some midges out. I can see them all over the place, so they're probably wanting to bite me as we speak. Now, I need to cut away from the footage I filmed on the day, and I'll explain why in a moment. So here is the phone snapshot that I took of that rainbow after the rain. And as I mentioned, the rain brought out the midges. Now, if you're ever in Scotland between spring and early autumn, you'll find that midges can ruin your day. They'll swarm around you and bite you, and you need to take some insect repellent. And I had completely forgotten to put on any insect repellent that day, or even put any in my camera bag. And you can probably see in this footage, there are midges all around me trying to bite me, and it stopped me from filming. And if I zoom in a little, it might be easier for you to see them. But luckily, I had a balaclava and some gloves in the boot of the car, so I was able to put those on and carry on taking photos. But I wasn't really able to film in a balaclava. I guess you kind of need to be able to see my face at least a little bit. So I used those and carried on taking some shots for the rest of the day. So are you constantly striving to improve your photos? I think there are many people out there who seem to just look for validation from their photography. How many likes their last photo picked them up, how many new followers their last photo got them. But I tend to find that over the years, the people I've worked with who are better than they think they are tend to be the ones who are forward thinking. They're not bothered so much about the last photo. They're constantly thinking about what they can do to make the next photo good. And that is a growth mindset. And it tends to be the way to improve. So, are you open to try new things? Being open to experiment and try new things is the way to grow. All the great photographers over the years have tried new things and failed at them, but experimenting can lead to breakthroughs and push the boundaries in your photography. And the people who are prepared to do that are the ones who will be better tomorrow than they are today. If you stay in your safe zone and just keep taking the same types of photos again and again, without experimenting, without trying anything new, without trying to push the boundaries, tomorrow you're never going to be any better than you are today. So the next thing I want to talk about is how you view your old photos. And I think people tend to fall into one of two camps. There are people who look at photos from years gone by and are proud of how far they've developed. And there are others who look at those old photos and are a bit embarrassed with them. The kinds of people who go back to their social media profile and delete photos from a few years ago because they don't want people to see them anymore. And I kind of understand that. But the problem is that if you are thinking that way, if you are just embarrassed of your old photos and not the kind of person who's proud of how far you're going to come, you're not going to be proud of how far you're going to go in future years. And again, that's about a growth mindset. And so the people who are better than they think they are tend to be, in my opinion, those ones who look at their past photos with a sense of pride in how far they have developed. Now, if any of these points resonate with you, you are probably a better photographer than you think. So embrace your talent, keep learning your skills, keep capturing, keep experimenting, and you will become a better photographer tomorrow than you are today. And if you want to continue to grow, you might like to check out this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.